When my son Lucas turned 3, he began talking about Mr. Finn. It wasn't unusual for kids his age to have imaginary friends, so my wife Sarah and I didn't think much of it. We played along, setting an extra place at dinner when Lucas insisted Mr. Finn was hungry, and saying goodnight to the empty corner of his bedroom where Mr. Finn apparently slept. Lucas described Mr. Finn as very old with white hair and big hands. Sometimes he'd inform us that Mr. Finn is sad today or Mr. Finn doesn't like carrots. Typical imaginary friend stuff. About 6 months in, the conversations became more specific. Lucas would tell us things like, Mr. Finn says you used to have a dog named Buddy, or Mr. Finn knows you broke your arm when you were little. Both statements were true, though I'd never mentioned my childhood dog to Lucas, and my broken arm happened when I was 10, long before I met Sarah. Kids pick up more than we realize, Sarah said when I pointed this out. You probably mentioned Buddy to someone while he was in the room. I agreed that was the logical explanation, though I couldn't recall ever discussing my childhood pet around Lucas. But things escalated about a month later, when Lucas came into the kitchen while I was making breakfast. Daddy, he said, tugging at my pajama pants. Mr. Finn says to be careful at the big gray building today. He says the stairs hurt you last time. I froze. I worked in a large concrete office building downtown, definitely a big gray building, and I had a client meeting there that afternoon. But the last time part made no sense. What does Mr. Finn mean by last time? I asked, crouching down to Lucas's level. Lucas shrugged. I dunno. He just says you fell down the stairs there before. When you were someone else. That night, as I was tucking Lucas in, I asked him more about Mr. Finn. Where did Mr. Finn come from, buddy? Lucas pointed to his closet. He lives there mostly. But sometimes he was here before. A long time ago. You mean before we moved in? We'd only been in this house for 2 years, having moved shortly before Lucas was born. No, Daddy. Before everything. He made a sweeping gesture with his little arms. Before I was me and you were you. What do you mean? Mr. Finn says everybody keeps coming back. Like in a big circle. He made a spinning motion with his finger. He says he knew you when you had a different face. I sat on the edge of his bed, trying to keep my expression neutral. And what else does Mr. Finn say about when I had a different face? He says you were a soldier. You had a uniform that was itchy. Lucas scratched his arms demonstratively. And you died when you fell down. My mouth went dry. My grandfather had been a soldier in World War II. He died falling down a ravine during a battle in France. I'd seen photos of him in uniform, but we'd never discussed my grandfather's military service or death with Lucas. He was too young for such topics. Does Mr. Finn talk about anyone else from before? I asked carefully. Lucas nodded sleepily. He says Mommy was there too. But her hair was yellow then. Sarah's hair was dark brown, but my grandmother, my grandfather's wife, had been blonde. Where is Mr. Finn now? I asked, looking around the room instinctively. He's right there. Lucas pointed to the rocking chair in the corner. He's watching us. I stared at the empty chair, a knot forming in my stomach. Can you ask Mr. Finn something for me? Lucas nodded. Ask him if he knew someone named Thomas. Thomas was my grandfather's name. My full name was Daniel Thomas Martin, after him. Lucas had only ever heard me called Daniel or Dan. Lucas tilted his head as if listening, then smiled. He says Thomas had a funny laugh. Like this.